Hey everyone, Brian here. Thought I'd spend the next few minutes sharing with you really 5 key tips plus a bonus on how you can make your video presentations for you and your customers infinitely more fun, exciting, and simple and less stressful for you and your teams. So first, let's decide on the format. What is the format that you're going to want to use? How are you going to use it? And how effective are you going to be? So think about this. What's a webinar and what's a meeting? Those are really 2 key elements of how web-based selling and marketing is happening today more than ever. You're probably zoomed out, you're having sales calls and staff calls and vendor calls with your teams, local, remote, whatever, however you're doing it. That's a very different atmosphere. You know the people, you're working together to solve a problem, you're doing many things. And that meeting is really meant to be an exception or a relation to what you would normally do. You'd be sitting around a conference table, working together, solving problems, and dealing with that. So if the dog barks or a car door slams or something happens, your husband or wife walks in the back of you, it's just going to be a part of that. But when you're in a professional selling presentation, you want to have control, right? You want to own the place where you, your customers, and your prospects are going to do it. And that place is important because in a webinar, you can control it. You can control microphones, you can control sounds, you can control who sees each other. So that's really the difference of those pieces. Then the second thing you want to do is you really want to practice, understanding how you can practice and do this better. I'm recording this, no mistake there. And the first time I did it, my camera was bouncing because I was using my stand-up desk, which I love to do for calls, but my desk is a little wobbly, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm practicing it, and by the way, it's going to get better each time I do it. The more often you practice, the better it's going to be. And then you're going to decide, are you going to have one presenter? Are you going to have 2 presenters? Right? Because if you have 2 presenters, practicing that handoff is giantly important. You don't need to stumble, you don't need to bumble, right? You don't need to go, hey, this thing on, my microphone working. Have that worked out ahead of time. If you need help, get help. Certainly get at this point, every high school and student in America, every college student in America is taking Zoom classes more than they ever wanted to. So they're clearly going to be able to help you to use the technology. Obviously use a device use your computer if you can. Phones do work if you need to. I often use them for audio, because where my home office is, sometimes I have internet connections. So I have this as a backup and running in the background if I'm going to do a presentation, especially a webinar. Another thing you want to do, right, doesn't require any brains, show up early. Show up 15 minutes early. You don't want to show up 10 minutes late and be like, let me get this thing going, right? You want to be very respectful of everyone. They're giving you their time. So you want to be there 15 minutes early and right on time. Hit the button. Get started, give them 30 seconds to come in, maybe a minute, but you don't need to give 5 minutes of dead time. Go ahead and just get it started. Your audience will thank you. Another important thing, script your introduction. Over the next 10 minutes, I want to share with you 5 key things to make your Zoom presentations infinitely more accessible and more effective for you, your teams, and your customers, right? It doesn't take you long to do that. We're wired into things of 3s, so you can use that key concept to help gain the psychology of your customer so that you can understand where they're coming from and apply to them, as opposed to your goal, which is maybe to try to sell them something. It's their goal to learn information and find out if you're the right person to do it. Scripting will help you get rid of that awkwardness and do that going forward. And give them a clear end goal. At the end of our 10-minute session here, you're going to have 5 key things you can use better to make your presentations infinitely more effective. There you go. And be real and be you, right? Because nobody wants to have a Zoom robot talking like we're just doing this stuff and reading. Don't do that. Be yourself, right? That's definitely important. State your intention. Was on a call just recently, and one key thing that I didn't even think about was the presenter said, hey, listen, this is not about our manufacturer's technology. This is about everybody's. We're going to give you the basics of how this big, broad brush works. So regardless if you use our proprietary product or not, we're going to give you the fundamentals to learn. And I thought that was pretty effective, right? Because if I'm using a competing product, I don't want to necessarily say I'm tied in, right? This is only for Ford F-150 owners, and if you own a Chevy truck, this isn't for you. No, we're going to talk about half-ton pickup trucks and why they're important. Right? So share who it's for and share who it's not for. If you're going to do a technical presentation and you're going to get to gigawatts and gigahoots and gigawatts and your audience is executives who don't care about that, tell them that. They're going to bail, right? They don't want to do it. So decide who your audience is part of that. Take me through the journey, right? So I want to know, I want to have a beginning, I want to have a middle, and I want to have an end. People don't need information, they need knowledge. Information, they can go online and Google. They want knowledge and they want stories. They want to hear how your case studies are working, what you're doing and finding in the field, all that other stuff, right? Don't read your slides. I know it's easy, but take me through the journey. Share information and don't read. No, please just have a few bullet points. I guarantee you're an expert. If I asked you to put 3 bullets on a whiteboard and talk for 30 minutes, most of you are going to be able to do that. Be yourself. Try to, if you're an introvert and you're not really going to feel comfortable, you're just talking to your screen, you're just talking to yourself. Challenge yourself to look into the camera sometimes, look at your screen. Really challenge yourself to do different. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get. And just remember, your dog didn't die. I'm not here to ask you a question. Hey, for me and my customers, my inner circle members, we talk about the bear strategy. I don't have to be good. I don't have to be fast. I just have to be faster than you. So if I'm running away from the bear, I need to be faster than you. Because, hey, none of this is perfect. We've all been thrown into this new normal. Who knows how long it's going to last? But this is a tool where you can get out to as many people as possible. So that's all I have. So I hope this was this 6-7 minutes was helpful for you. And share it with your teams and with your marketing teams, your sales teams, your delivery teams, whoever it is. And I hope this is a better a way you can find yourself to be a little bit more effective. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.